This is our first case. On the first case, we would look at the equation x squared plus 8x plus 4. First of all, we place our x squared tile, that is x on one side and x on the other. And then we place our x tiles that are x on the longer side and 1 on the smaller. The first 4, we place them on one side of the x squared tile, and the other 4 we place them on the 90-degree side of the side we have already chosen. Then we place the tiny tiles that are 1 on each side. Before completing the square, we would match the values of each side. In the first side, we have x of the x squared tile and 4 of the x tiles that are showing their shorter side, and the same on the other side. Then, we count our missing spaces to complete the square, and we complete them with the negative side of each tiny tile that we have. After we have completed the square, we put the value of the negative tiles we have, that are the ones that missed, to complete the square. It gives us a negative 12, and then we put the answer, that is the multiplication of each side of the square, that would be x plus 4 squared, and then we put the negative 12, that is the tiles we were missing. This gives us a 0. And then we pass the 12 to the other side to give a final answer of x plus 4 squared equals 12. This is our second case. In our second case, we would look at the equation x squared plus 4x plus 10. First of all, we place our x squared tile, that is x on one side and x on the other. And then we place 2x tiles on one side and 2x tiles on the 90-degree side of the side we've chosen. X tiles are x value on the longer side and 1 value on the shorter side. Then we put our 1 value tiles, that are the little ones, to complete the square. But we look that we get missing 6 to be put. So then we match the values, x on the x squared side and 2 on the x tiles shorter side that is showing up. Each side gives us x plus 2 in up and x plus 2 on the left side of the square. Okay, here I would show you the answer for the second case. I didn't show you the answer in the last video in the explanation with the tiles, because here I would do another thing, that is to explain you how to prove this equation functions, how to know that this equation is certain, and also I'm gonna show you the difference to know when it's a positive number and when it's a negative number, for you to have it in mind. Okay, so first of all, the answer, as in the first case, is matching the values. When you match the values, you got to multiply them as if there were an area, and it would be, as because it's a square, the same on top than on the other side. so you square it. Then you put a positive 6. So for you to don't get confused when's positive and when's negative, it's negative when they are missing tiles. When you have the correct x square tiles, the correct x tiles, but when you have a less of the tiny tiles than what you need. In this case, we just had 1 and we needed 4, so it would be negative 3. We have missing 3, and here it would be this answer x plus a number squared. Okay, but it's positive when they are remaining tiles. For example, we have the x square tile, the x tiles, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These two are missed. These two are left. Sorry, they're remaining. So it would be positive 2. We have remaining 2 more than what we need. So here would be also the same answer as there, x plus the number we need in the equation squared. Okay, so having that in mind, having explained it you what's the difference, how to know it's positive and it's negative. Now I can explain how to prove when the equation is correct or you doing wrong the algebra, or if you're doing wrong the algebra tiles. Okay, so first of all we need to write the equation, that is x squared plus 4x plus 10. Then we recognize this as the constant term and we need to pass it from one side, that is here where we have the equation, to the other side that we're going to name it number 2. When we pass one number from one side to the other, it changes of sign. So the new equation after passing would be x squared plus 4x equals negative 10. We've passed the constant term to the other side and now it's negative. What's left? Here we are missing the constant term because for it to be a perfect square trinomial, we need the constant term that matches with this linear term. So we do x squared plus 4x and we're going to find out what is the new constant term. How to do it? First, you need to take the linear term that it's a 4 and divide it by 2. Why divided by 2? Because the constant term is to do a perfect square trinomial, you need to know a number that added gives you the linear term and multiplied gives you the constant term. In this case, a number added would be dividing the linear term. Then you can have the number that would be multiplied by to itself, so square it gives you 4, that is the new constant term. The constant term now would be 4 after doing the process of the linear term division and multiplication. So what we do on one side, we do it on the other side so that we can balance the equation and there would be always an stability of 0. So right now we can simplify it into x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals negative 6, and here we find a relation. When you pass this number here, it equals to 0. When you pass this positive 6 to the other side, it would be x plus 2 squared equals negative 6. This is the final answer that we have as in the first case. So here we have negative 6. We have the first relation doing the manual process with the algebra tiles process. what's left to find the solution to the perfect square trinomial. How to do it? First of all, it's the answer would be an x, why an x? Because you have x squared, and always in answer of a perfect square trinomial you have first an x, so that it can give you an x squared for the quadratic term. Then you put here what's the division in 2 of the linear term. So the number that added gives you the linear term, and multiplied gives you the constant term. When you divide 4 times 2, it gives you a 2. When you multiply the 2 by itself, 2 times 2 gives you 4. So we find out that our number would be the 2. Why positive? Because the linear term is positive. We square it, because if you don't square it, it wouldn't give you this answer. How to know it? Because when you multiply x plus 2 by x plus 2, it gives you x times x squared, x times 2, 2x, or 2x because 2 times x, and then 2 times 2, 4. If you don't understand why this, you can check out FOIL on YouTube. We would upload a video about that on the channel. If you need it, and approximately we would upload it for you to understand more. Okay, this would give you a 4x plus 4. So now we have another relation. This is the same value as this value we have here or here. So what's left to give? Because this is the same as this perfect trinomial, but it's just simplified, it's summarized it. So what's left is to put it's equal. What's equal to? It's -6. With this, we find out the solution. We find out that the algebra type is correct, as doing it with the manual method, that is the one we learned basic, and we finish knowing how to complete the square with algebra tiles in math. Subscribe to the channel, give like to the video, and remember to put on the comments what would you like next video to be about. Share it with your friends, and bye. See you on next class.